Inflation is hitting every part of the family budget at the moment. So how is it impacting the way we shop at the supermarket? I'm joined now by Bianca Monley, who has recently launched Lively, a ready-made meal service servicing Sydney and the Southern Highlands. Bianca, thanks for joining us. Data from Ibis World published last month shows there's been a significant increase in people buying ready-made meals, particularly over the past decade. Why do you think this is?
Yes, there has. I mean, many people out there are busy working people, and they just don't have the time to shop and prep and do it for themselves. I think what's happening out there at the moment is there's been an excessive increase in the price of produce over the past couple of years. I mean, we're looking at costs between 30 and 40% increased. I've been in the home delivery industry for 20 odd years and never seen an increase in costs of produce like this. So people are opting for ready meals where we do all the work for you rather than, you know, having that cost yourself and then having to prepare it all at home.
Has there not been a similar price increase in ready meals? Everyone's seeing that price increase at the supermarket. You go to Woolies or Coles at the moment and not notice how significant some of those price increases have been. But are there not similar increases when a company like yours has to wear the cost of the increase of its produce?
Absolutely, and we launched 4 months ago, and we set our prices at a certain rate. Our meals are fresh; they're delivered 3 times a week. We have our own farms where we get all the produce directly from our farms. But when the prices of the produce go up 30 and 40%, we do have to wear that cost in commitment to provide an incredible product to our clients' doorstep. So we are seeing some changes now, but there are, the quality of the meals that we provide. We're kind of taking on that cost for you and making sure you get a good product at the end of the day.
Just looking at some of this data from Ibis World, a 3.3% increase, it says, per year over the past decade in the number of people buying these ready meals, and a 13% increase in the number of these products available at supermarkets. But is this a sign that perhaps we've lost the ability to cook for ourselves?
Well, I think that COVID has had a massive impact in how we live our lives and how we eat. And over the past few years, when we've been in lockdown and we haven't been able to go to supermarkets, and we have gone to ready meal companies more so, like your local cafes, everyone's doing ready meals now. So I started my first ready meal company in 2000 before there was any fresh home delivered meals, and it's a very different market today. There is, every second restaurant is doing home delivered meals, and I think consumers have now got used to the convenience of having them delivered to their home throughout COVID, and now going back to cooking themselves with their busy lives. They just don't want to do that. It has changed the way that we live and the way that we share food together.
Well, I think when most people think of a ready meal from a supermarket, they probably think about a frozen pizza or a box of party pies. But you're saying that this market's changed a lot over the last couple of decades.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. And I think, the quality of what you can get out there is, there's the bottom of the market and then there's higher quality like what Lively does. And, the whole thing behind it is to bring families together, and instead of, rushing around and people coming in and out, to be able to connect them. So with us being able to provide the food for you, it takes out that stress of shopping and cooking and prepping, and then you can arrive home and sit down with your family and literally heat and eat a meal in a couple of minutes and enjoy that time shared together. So it's very important.
So do you think we'll see an increase in this trend? We're seeing those prices continue to go up. They don't seem to be abating at the moment, but everyone is expecting inflation to ease back at some point. Do you think when inflation pares back, we'll also see people return to some of their more usual shopping habits?
I'm not sure. I think COVID has changed everything, and I think the way that we live now is very different than how we lived before. People are used to having meals made for them and delivered into their homes. So as I think inflation has made a massive difference, but we want that convenience and the price of convenience and eating well. At the end of the day, if everything else in our lives is falling down, we do have control over our food and how how that makes us feel. So it's super, super important that we eat well so we feel better, and at least we have that in our control with everything else happening out there with inflation.
Yes, well, it has been an interesting couple of years, particularly with COVID-19, changing many of the ways that we live our lives. Bianca Monley, thanks so much for joining us here on Sky News today.
Thank you. Thank you.